All right, everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of EPR Jeopardy. Something we haven't done in a very long time. Thought, hey, it's winter. Nobody's really driving right now, so we're going to bring some brand new competitors on. We're going to bring a brother and sister combo on tonight. So Jan Stevenson's going to come on first, and here she is. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Good, good. And we're going to bring Mike Stevenson on.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man.
Good.
Janet?
So,
Michael?
I'm good, yeah. And yeah, there you are. So, are you guys when you guys are siblings, were you really competitive against each other by any chance? Did you guys compete really hard against? No.
Wasn't really around that much. Like when I graduated, I left. She stayed home. I went to Ohio for like 5 months. Then I went to Florida and spent that winter away. Like when I graduated. So actually, we never raced against each other a whole lot, really.
Well, you get to compete against each other here. How it works, it's Jeopardy, right? I'll bring the screen up here in a second. And we have the 5 categories. We have Daily Double. Also, there's a Daily Double in here, the whole 9 yards. And we have EPR Final Jeopardy, where you can bet, all that stuff. And, we're not playing for money, so who cares? Just go crazy.
Right.
I mean, you might get, if I don't want to give away an answer, but I will give away an answer once it comes up. It's almost like a running gag in every Jeopardy. There's one answer that nobody gets that everyone should get, and you'll know why when it's done. But anyway, so I'm going to share the screen here. You'll know why when you get it. You'll know why everyone should get it. It will always come with one Jeopardy, and I'll tell everybody that. Everyone's so anyway. Let me bring up the screen and allow. No, that's not it. That's my cheat sheet. Don't look at that. That's the wrong. That's the wrong one. That went up really quick. Okay, let's get. Don't show that one again. That's here we are. Okay, so you guys can see the board, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll let Jana go first and the lady go first, and we'll let Jana pick. I'll give all the categories before we start. EPR Hall of Fame. That's the Hall of Fame we did back in April. So anyone that's inducted into that is in there. Could be in there. Name that driver. That's a cool one. That's actually a video of someone coming to the winner's circle, but it's muted. So you can't hear I'm talking. You have to guess by looking at the driver who the driver is. Provincial Cup. Different things about Provincial Cup. Dominant horses. That says it all. Dominant horses over the years. And random facts. Same deal. Random facts like about EPR. Different little things. Nothing too crazy. I mean, the questions do get harder as it goes up in value, right? At least I think they do. I don't know. In my mind, they get harder. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do. So, Janet, it's your start. You get to start.
This ain't gonna be good. Okay, let's start with name that driver for 100.
All right, so here we go. We have. Let's see. Hope this video works properly. And I'm gonna full screen it. And just it's about a minute long, so you'll see. And when you know the answer, Janet, you just yell it
out. I don't know. Is it Stevie Mason? Nope.
Oh no, you were close.
I know.
Mm-hmm. You only guess. Should we give her the points, Mike?
She had the first name right.
Let's give her the we'll be nice. We'll give you the 100. We'll give you the 100.
Yeah, it's probably only 100 I'll get.
So and here it is, spacebar. Or a second here. It'll go on to that part. There it is. Steve Mahar's the answer. So how it goes with Jeopardy, guys? We don't keep going. We go back and forth. So it's Mike's turn, then it's Jan's turn.
Gotcha.
Because if Mike gets on a roll or something, then you're gonna play against Jan.
I'm gonna get screwed anyway.
Right on. So Mike, it's your go.
Hall of Fame for 100.
The CPR Hall of Famer was leading dash driver in 1981, 82, 83, and 85.
I'd say Wally Henderson.
You are correct, sir.
Look at you.
All right. Janet, your go.
I'm staying with the driver's 200.
All right, here we go. Do you see it?
That's easy.
Is that Wally?
You are correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I can make it bigger with my fingers too. Okay, Michael, your turn.
I'll go back here and just tape that. Okay, so you got another. That's 200. All right, Michael, you're a shot, buddy.
Try something different. Random fact for 100.
When this man took over EPR in the mid-'60s, he said there was 25 horses in the barn area, but in the late '70s there was close to 250. So he was the man that took over. Doug Caldwell. Correct. I don't know. Yeah, I read that article. It was kind of cool. Like 25 horses. Jeez, that doesn't sound familiar.
Right.
Right about now. It's your go, Jan.
Dominant horses for 100.
Andy's son held a track record and a lot of other records, but one that was very impressive was the record he holds over the Gold Cup and Saucer. So, record for the Gold Cup and Saucer that nobody has.
I don't even know Andy's son.
I'm sorry.
Michael, you go.
I don't know.
Nice. We're both stumped.
You lose points, Jan, unfortunately, because you picked it. But Mike doesn't. Okay, so I'll show it to you here. I mean, I should put that as a high one. He won it 3 times. He was the only horse to win the Gold Cup and Saucer 3 times. Yeah.
Really?
He won in 66, 67, and 71.
I was just born in 71. That's unfair.
Well, okay. I'm sorry. Well, go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mark's horse only won it twice, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wally won with him once, and Mark won with him once.
Who?
And now cover.
Oh, I can't think.
What
of
horse
his
is
name
that?
now. I can't think of his name now. Blissful something maybe, or
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
Well, Cover Bridge is going for the 3rd time in a row this year. If he comes back, it'll be 3 years in a row for him, which is crazy. And have you seen that horse win that race? You guys seen it, right? Cover Bridge win and how he walks that horse around, lets people pet it, which I think is awesome. But I can't believe that horse would be so calm. Yeah,
cool.
Go ahead, Mike. What are you saying?
No, I was gonna say good horses are usually good mannered. You know what I mean? Always seems to be that way.
You got something in front of your camera.
Not all, but most.
I do, or he does?
Oh, Michael's hand was.
Oh, it's all good.
Oh,
your hand's in front of your camera. Pick one.
Go ahead, pick one when you're ready.
Hall of Fame for 200.
All right. The EPR Hall of Fame owner owned such horses as Scotch Gauman, Madeline Candor, and Thorpe LaBelle, and a whole bunch of others. I just picked 3.
Jerry Ryan.
There we go. I will sneak family members into my Jeopardy and let people know my family members will be in questions of Jeopardy.
Well deserved, though.
Exactly. I was going to put Bull Brett, but Bull Brett's like the little joke where Timmy Ryan, I love Timmy. Me and Timmy are really close. And he almost gets defensive when I make fun of Bull Brett. Because like all them great horses he had, Bull Brett was horrible. It's like Bull Brett was injured. He was a really good horse. Because my grandfather paid a lot of money for that horse that didn't do that well for him. So, but Scott's made up for it. I'm actually Billy O'Donnell. Me and him are going to be doing something here in the next week or two. And he has a really cool story with Scott's Gauman because he actually broke Scott's Gauman. Billy did when he had him in Nova Scotia. Yeah, and I'm bringing Billy on. We're going to do something in the next week or two, and that means Billy loves telling stories, so I'm pretty pumped for that. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Janet, it's your go.
I'll do the Hall of Fame for 300. I got to catch up.
This EPR Hall of Fame driver started his career in the late 1950s, going all the way to the late 80s. He had his first drive at 16 and is a regular still in St. John, coming close to 90 years old. He's 31 at heart and shape. That's my joke to the person. He's not driving at 90, by the way. He's still in St. John at 90, still going strong. Almost
Aubrey?
90. That's right, Aubrey Wood. There you go. So you're winning. You're winning right now.
Don't worry. We're getting up to the big amounts now.
Aubrey is coming close to 90. He's like 31 years old. Like I always tease him. Yeah, he's still going strong. Kicking it with the cool sneakers and stuff. And yeah, he's Aubrey's great. I was with him one day. I had to go get my car looked at. And I was like, "Are you wearing sneakers? You're like 88. How are you wearing sneakers?" He's like, "No, I'm wearing sneakers." No, I love Aubrey. He's great. It's your go, Mike.
Name the driver for 300.
All righty. Here we go. Full screen for you. And there's a little funny part of this one.
That's Bill, isn't it?
Mr. Bill.
Yeah. If you look at give it a second. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Do you come running out?
I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming right there. I'm right there. I'm like 6 years old. And Bill, the sweetest man in the world. Brings
I
me
loved him. Him
Oh,
and
everyone
his
did.
wife and Nanny were bestest of friends.
Oh my god. Yeah, Bill was amazing. He was
Uh,
the sweetest guy. Like you couldn't meet a sweeter person than Bill.
nope.
No.
Like just he would so it's funny because I thought when I was doing this, I had to search for that clip. And I mean I searched forever to find that clip. And I didn't find it because it was on the first time I ever gotten it was just like volume like 1 through 9. I'm like download them. I found it. I was pretty pumped. So we'll stop there and I'll kind of just like stop sharing the screen. We'll kind of just ramble a little bit about what's going on there, buddy. So we'll start with you, Janet. You got lots going on. You're racing what are you racing at right now?
Rosecroft, if they race, they were supposed to start up this week and they canceled both days because of the track. But
Yeah,
I race Rosecroft Mondays, Wednesdays, and I'm at Dover Tuesday and Wednesday.
nice. And Mike, you're coming back up there after that bad accident. You're coming back. When are you coming back? Soon, aren't you?
Yeah, well, actually, the horses come in next weekend. They've all been out since the end of December, so they all had 5 weeks off. And actually, they're going to come back. I think next Thursday or Friday we go pick them up.
Yeah. So
You're not going to drive, are you?
Yeah.
Michael Andrew, you have a lot of hardware in there. We'll
He's
discuss
all
this
brand new.
after.
That's right.
I will give like again. That's between you guys to talk about you and your family. I don't want to get in the middle of anything. But you guys, like people that don't follow harness racing. Well, you're an athlete. You guys are all athletes, and you're like any athlete. When you hurt yourself, you're like, I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm going back. I don't and I don't have anything saying it. Might that's your choice, Mike. Up to you, right? You're a great driver.
I'm not saying I'm going to drive like I used to. I mean, I'm definitely going to drive some. Yes.
We just bought a nice trotter offline. And then he said, "Are you going to let me qualify him?" I said, "If you go get a CAT scan, see if your head healed. If not, no, you ain't driving."
I'm not going to drive if I'm not healed, but I'm healed. I can't start jogging.
His skull bone never mended, so if he goes down, he'll be dead instantly. So
it's so this sport is so crazy. And I had an argument. Me and Wally, I was talking to Wally Hennessy a few weeks ago, and I was telling a story, but I had this big argument with this lady online. It was a horse that there's a video online of a horse that's running wild, in the concourse somewhere. It was theater bred. And the lady was just an ignorant person who said, "Oh, the horse is running away, wants to get away from them, it's being abused, and da da da." And I went up and said, "You don't have any clue what you're talking about." I said, "The horse is running because the guy driving him's not on it. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on."
Right, he doesn't know where to go.
He doesn't know where to go. I said, "Don't ever sit here and talk with something you don't understand." The lady came back at me. I said, "You know what, lady?" I said, "These guys work 13, 14-hour days for the love of the sport, not for money. They work every day, every day at 5, 6 in the morning. Christmas Day, they're out with their family, they're with the horses." I said, "So don't talk with something you don't know about." And then that was the end of the conversation. She stopped real quick then. But I got real salty about it. I got real, because I don't like people saying that. Is there a few bad scenes? Yeah, it's like any sport. Any sport, there's a couple bad scenes. Yeah. But it's rare. I mean, no, it's just horses get treated like gold.
Absolutely.
I see people.
They get fed before we do.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, but perfect. Everyone's doing good, so that's great, and good for you, Mike. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to drive now. I'm not going to get in the middle of that, but that's you're a brave man. I don't know whose go it is. I think it's Janet's go. I'm pretty sure it's your go, Janet.
Go ahead.
Shit. Name that driver for 400.
It's a little harder. But you might know this one.
Back in the 60s, I'm going to declare.
No, this is the 90s. 1990.
Oh,
that's Fry.
Okay, there you go. You got Did the big M catch
Well,
you?
I couldn't see. I was looking at first to see if it was Gordy.
It was funny.
Blew across it.
Exactly. See, that was Brian Moore.
I didn't even put on my glasses. Michael, your thumb's in your camera.
Oh. I told you I touch buttons and stuff with these things.
Don't touch it.
So, okay. So, Mike, it's your go.
Oh, everybody's staying away from it, so I may as well start. One Provincial Cup for 100.
This famous EPR horse came home in 1978 after trips in Montreal and the Meadowlands to win the first ever Provincial Cup in 1978.
Oh. Nero's BB?
You were incorrect, sir. Janet?
No clue.
Power
Shut up!
Really? He won?
Yeah. Won the first Vince Cup, yeah.
Wow.
Janet, it's your go.
Let's get the drivers over with.
Okay, remember my hint I gave you. Remember the hints I gave you.
The hint you gave me.
Take a look. You had no clue, right? It's fine. It's fine. That's why it's a 500 one.
I don't know.
Okay, Mike, you gotta.
Oh,
I'll tell
now
you
I
guys.
have to look. Now I gotta look at it.
Also,
Put it back?
it's again. Yep. Give me a second here. Let's see if I can play it again here. Let's go back. There we go.
Blue and gold.
1985, 84.
See, I wasn't. Yeah, but that don't matter.
That's not Mike Barrio, is it? No.
It is not. It is.
Morris Benson?
No, it's Terry Bernard, my father.
Terry Bernard.
Shut up.
And
I said blue and gold, and I'm thinking blue and gold. Blue and gold. Blue and gold.
And I gotta say something. I'm gonna come off share screen for a second. I'm gonna come back to you. I gotta tell you something. It's a joke. And I'll tell everybody watch this when we do EPR Jeopardy. He will be in every Jeopardy somehow or another as an answer. Honestly, it's starting there as me just trying to give him props, but it's almost like a running gag. He'll always be in Jeopardy. At least he'll be in one answer somewheres. Like with the last one we had it where we had like when they were younger, and I had a picture of when he was 19. So that's why I said when we started, that's like if someone's watching us, you do Jeopardy with me, he'll always be in at least one question in Jeopardy, and it'll more than likely be a hard one, so people will know ahead of time.
That was a good one.
Because he wasn't that like he was known, but it wasn't like a huge driver,
Move
right?
your
So,
thumb, Michael.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that either. Oh,
There you go.
I keep putting that there.
So that's like, but it's a kind of fun little joke. Like it's like he's
That
always
is
going to be in there at
cool.
least once. Yeah, he'll always be in there once. He's been in every Jeopardy once, so I'll always. And I usually try to sneak my grandfather in there at least once or twice, but I knew no one would get that one. I know that they're not gonna get it. That's why it's 500. That's why it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be the hard one. All right, so
Here we go
Jeopardy.
in the hole.
No, you're still good. You're 600 or you're 400. Mike's 600. Mike, it's your go.
The Hall of Fame for 4.
This EPR Hall of Fame driver won 1,500 races and in 1991 led all Atlantic drivers with 183 wins. So it's kind of hard, actually.
Brian.
Last name?
Brian Moore.
Yeah, you're right. So we got to show you. You could be thinking someone else, but yeah, Brian Moore's correct.
Right.
All righty, Janet.
Well, let's get the left side of the screen done and go for the 5 and take the big loss.
This EPR Hall of Fame horse was EPR Horse of the Year in 1983 and 1985. You were a teenager. You know this, Janet. You were around at this point. It's like your prime.
I was gone. You were there, actually.
Yeah, in my view, it would have been Slick, but he never could get around the half very well. EPR Hall of Fame horse was EPR Horse of the Year in 83 and 85. So it's a gelding. Let's see. Howard Barron, but he was old by then.
No, he was. Yeah, he
was
came back in 83, but he was like in the low classes.
I don't know. 83 and 85. Who trained him? Can I have a clue? Can I phone a friend?
If I can tell you who trained him, that's a really big giveaway. Like a big time giveaway. I'll tell you who drove him. One of the guys who drove him. A few people drove him.
Okay.
Steve Hart drove him at one point. That's really not giving too much of info because I see drove tons of horses. But
once you say
like
the name, I'll probably slap myself, and everybody watching is probably like, "What the hell's wrong with you?"
No, they don't know it. It's a hard one. It is. It was 85 is a weird year. There's a lot of good horses in 85. And I was even surprised when I seen that he won it in 85, but I got it from the owner himself. So do you want to? Okay, so who?
Yeah, I'm done.
You picked this. You're done. Okay, so you lose. You're down to minus 100.
Yeah.
Mike, you want to give it a shot?
He was down
Gemini
south.
Risk or
Yeah.
Chatham Light. Gemini
You got it right.
Risk.
You got
Gemini
it right.
Risk, son of a bitch.
Gemini Risk was right. Yeah, you got it right.
Donnie Gilbraith, I never even thought.
And that was the thing. If I said Donnie Gilbraith, it's like that's like giving it to you then
Right.
at that point, right?
You could have
Yeah,
said
like,
White Chatterall too. That would have given it.
mm.
All his stuff was so pristine.
My
Oh yeah, I've heard the stories.
I sold 5.
What are you going with? Oh, my bad. Sorry, go ahead, buddy.
Provincial Cup for 200. That's the toughest.
Okay.
I think this is the toughest one.
This driver was the first driver to win 3 provincial cups starting in 1980 with Besta Baron, 1981 McGarrett N, and
Jimmy
1983. There we go. Jimmy Doherty it is. And Janet, your go.
Let's try facts for 200.
Random facts. The such horse is an America T.J. Adios Firefly Brown. This man was a huge part of the success of winter race at EPR and the overall success of harness racing in the 1970s at EPR.
Oh, you know him.
Is it the old guy, Coogie?
No.
I'm trying to think of old people.
He didn't become that old. He didn't.
And he was a driver, too.
Yeah. He didn't become that old.
No.
Not Brian again.
No.
In 1970s. So I'll give you one more shot. He didn't become that old, Jan. Think about it.
He didn't become that old. Francis McIsaac?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. Because he died in 79. Yeah. Okay.
Mom
I didn't want to just. Yeah. So, okay. Mike, it's your go.
Dominant horses for 200.
In 1974, this horse won the Gold Cup and Saucer and also won EPR Horse of the Year 3 years in a row, 1976, 77, and 78.
Scotch?
Bauman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's okay. I man. Sneaking another one in there. My favorite horse of all time that I'd never seen I'd never seen race live. I think I might have seen him. Like, he came back like the early 80s. I might have seen him as like a 3-year-old when I was 3. I actually got to see him on tape when I got the 74 Alexander.
He was a nice horse, man.
I got the 74 Alexander. I got the 77 Alexander, which is the one where the whole shit show happens. They all go down the first turn.
Yeah.
And that's going back to Billy. I mean, Billy was in that race. I'm going to show that race when we talk to Billy. And Billy's not going to hold back on what he thinks with certain people in that race. He told me, go nuts. Jane, it's your go.
Facts for 300. Michael, move your thumb.
This man was a starting gate driver for close to 50 years at EPR.
Dave, what's his name?
No, that's the starter.
That was a starter.
Oh, the driver. Oh, shit.
Driver, yeah.
Well, you got to give me half of it. I got half of it right.
No, that's why I made sure you didn't say Dave Nicholson because you would have got it wrong. So go ahead.
Who drove? I don't know who drove the start gate. Didn't pay attention.
All right, well, take you down. What do you think,
Take
Mike?
me down.
Charlie, I can't think of his last name. I could see him plain as day, and he could drive the starting gate. I can remember that thing, that big blue pickup truck that they had, used to say Exhibition Park Raceway down the side of it.
Yeah.
And he'd have that thing to the floor there in January and February some days. It would be completely sideways, and you could read the side of the truck. And he was never in the way, and he always got it through. I don't know how, but he did. They never had to cancel the races for that guy. He always got you out of there.
I'm gonna give you 100 for that one because you got his first name right. So we'll give you 100. It's Charlie Ramsey.
Ramsey, yes.
His son reached out to me back last year, and Charlie, I ended up giving Charlie a call. 90s in his 90s now. Remember, like you couldn't believe he would do everything.
Oh,
he's telling me stories.
I mean, you could literally, Dave would be looking over the fence. He would be that sideways, and they call up and say, "You all right?" Oh, yeah, we're good.
He was telling me stories, and I said to him, "I got to call his son." I said, "I'd love to get you on the podcast." With that memory at that age, my God, like he'd have story after story.
Well, just think of he's seen every race there, every big race there, from the 70s on.
Yep. That was James go. You're go, Mike.
We'll go random facts for 400.
This famous EPR race ran from 1958 till 1992, with the exception of the 1964 version due to insulin. You see what it is? I don't know what the hell it is, but you see it. So what race was it that was held all the years except for that 1 year?
I'd have to say the Alexander.
Yeah. Okay.
Go, Michael.
And it's your go, Janet.
Oh,
Just means I'm old. That's all.
300. I'm not dominant horses. I ain't gonna get
300.
I got mum's disease.
This horse dominated throughout the early to mid 80s, but especially 1984 season, winning the Alexander Memorial and also the Provincial Cup, which, by the way, my favorite race of all time is that Provincial Cup from EPR in 84. I'll tell my story why in a second. Go ahead, Janet. What do you think?
I have no memory. Honest to God, guys. I don't know.
You're born in 71.
I was born. I was there.
You were there.
Was I there or was I back in Foxborough?
No, you were there.
You were a teenager. You would have been like 15. You would have been 14. Yeah. You would have remembered this. 13.
I was in Foxborough, wasn't I?
Well, either or. Take a guess. This horse is a pretty well-known horse in EPR history.
So it's from EPR, like it's not from Fredericton or anywhere else.
Nope.
Right. No, it's a St. John horse.
But wait a second. Technically, it was a maritime. I don't think it was raised in St. John.
No.
But it was in St. John.
No, but I mean, it was on the barn areas in St. John.
Oh, yeah. Like Webby's owned it. Webby's owned this horse. Webby's did not own this horse. That's my bet. Webby's did not own the horse. I'll not tell you who owned it because that will give it away.
Right.
Webby's did not own this horse. But this horse dominated. This horse in 84, I was there in 84 as a kid. And I looked at the program, knew this horse was coming. Two things I knew. It's going to be awesome, and he's going to win. Jody drove him once. Jody Hennessy told the story in the Hennessy podcast. He said, why did they switch drivers? Because whenever he lost, the owner would switch drivers. That's how much this horse didn't lose. If he lost, the owner would switch drivers. Raced till 86. Got hurt in late 86. Never raced again, which was sad.
I got once you say it, I'll be like son of a bitch. But yeah, I don't remember anything. I told you that. Winner's accolade. Yeah, that's Dougie.
Walsh.
Dougie
Walsh's.
Yep.
Yep. And once you say it, I can hang with you.
Provincial Cup 84, and I'll put a link in the description for everybody to look at it. If you look at that, I love that race. Everyone's seen it because I pushed it in everybody's throat. Because when they originally started filming EPR for Channel 10, they just did nothing. It was mic. So they didn't have an actual sound system. So they had the whole crowd mic'd, right? Well, this race, and you guys remember back then, it was huge, right? Like that's a big.
Oh, yeah.
They had the whole crowd mic'd, and the crowd is going crazy, and they're cheering and going nuts. And that's like the most amazing. Because I remember being there as a kid and loving that race.
Right.
And
it was another one was,
yeah, and another one that was funny because they mic'd the crowd. You heard things in the crowd that you shouldn't be hearing on TV. Engel was saying something. I'll say on the air. I don't care because we're all adults. All of a sudden, you hear someone, "Go fuck yourself, Engel." You can hear it clear as day in the audio. And that's when they kind of realized we gotta get this audio fixed because people are swearing. People are yelling at Wally won 6 races one day. People were yelling at Wally and stuff
Oh yeah, that place used to be mobbed though.
Oh yeah, I have pictures of the 70s with wall to wall people. Even
full. Them cold nights. You just see people just running back and forth to the cars. The parking lot was full. They sit out in the cars, watch the post parade, run in, bet, and then go upstairs, and it was
the clubhouse was always packed.
Yeah, you know what I mean. There was people. It was,
and they had the best poutine ever.
I remember their fries being really good. I remember my uncle being like, "Want a cheeseburger and fries?" It was like he always buy me my friend's cheeseburger and fries.
Yeah.
And like, "Where's Uncle Tim at?" Where's Uncle Tim? Yeah, that was for me, I came around the early 80s, mid 80s.
Right.
But I still remember that was my whole thing. It was funny because I was thinking of it today. I was out and about with the girlfriend, I thought. And it was really we had that snow a couple of days ago, and it kind of flashed back to EPR because it's a Saturday. I remember after big snowstorms going to EPR and it being really cold and all the snow, and I loved it. I didn't care if it was minus 20. I was like, whatever.
Never bothered you.
Yeah, like so with your friends watch the races. I knew all the horses. I joked with my girl one time. I'm handicapping races. My friends are playing with like GI Joes. I'm handicapping harness racing at like 7. So all right. So this is Mike's go.
Random facts for 5.
This was the first man to break 100,000 in purse money strictly on maritime tracks in 1979.
Marcel.
You are correct, sir. You're winning a little bit, there. You got a little bit of a advantage over yourself there.
More
I just told you this when you asked me.
That's all good fun. It's all good fun.
More experience.
Yeah.
And Marcel's another guy is awesome. Marcel gave me so much stuff for the site. I remember he came home with a bunch of like just photo albums, like, and he has some really cool pictures of the ones. I don't know who was shooting in the infield back then, but like the finish line photos were amazing that they were shooting from the infield. And Marcel he was a great guy, real nice.
Always make you laugh. He used to stay at my grandmother's place when we were kids, and
who didn't stay at Nanny?
Right, they all did.
Yeah,
but it was funny.
I bought a horse at Ontario.
He was sitting there reading the newspaper one night, and they snuck into his room and lit the bottom of the newspaper on fire. He come running out of that room screaming and hollering and cursing in French.
That's funny.
Oh, it was funny.
But 3 or 4 years ago, I bought one out of Ontario.
Yeah.
And somebody gave me a number to get it shipped up here, and it ended up being Walter Whalen. Well, he took the phone, and Dad got me to give Dad the phone, and an hour later, Dad brought the phone back. Said, is my horse coming? He still ships. Dad, him and Doc Hennessy called Dad last week. They were shipping somewheres. He said they were telling a story, and we have to call Bob.
Oh yeah.
Walter Whalen, he stayed at Nanny's.
Yeah.
They all did.
I've talked to them guys, like I've talked to Marcel lots, like about stuff, and I had him on the podcast like 3 or 4 times. Him and Wally. I mean, God, like Wally's great too. Wally says, I don't have the best memory. You got the best memory. You're fine.
Well, Wally, there's another guy I'd love to tell a story.
Oh yeah. Wally is great, and all them guys are great. So we got Janet. It's your go.
Yeah, Janet's in trouble with either or. I'll just lose 300 this time.
Provincial Cup. This dominant EPR driver in the 1980s raced in numerous provincial cups, but never won one. He finished second a couple times, but never won a provincial cup, which was kind of weird. They did,
right?
He won everything else. This is like a gas kind of deal. Like think of like dominant drivers in the mid 80s.
Yeah, Jody.
We just mentioned them. Just mentioned them like literally 10 seconds ago. Giving you a really big hint here, Janet. Yeah.
He never won one?
No, he came second a couple times, never won it. Yeah. I was gonna say Steve. Really? I think Steve won later. So that's why I didn't know Steve because I have like
the 70s, didn't Henry Butler win it?
No, he didn't, because the year that he went to win it, Jimmy Doherty won McGarrett. But I don't know. I think Steve won later. Well, he didn't win in the 90s because I don't know. But Steve might have won.
What about Gemini Risk? Who drove Gemini Risk in it?
Gemini Risk didn't win Provincial Cup either. He won the Alexander. 85 Winners Ackley won it.
Wow.
And then Angel Shadow. No, 84 Winners Ackley won it. 85 Angel Shadow won it. 86 Angel Shadow won it. 2 years in a row. Which I think I just gave away a fucking answer. All right, so go, Mike.
No, there you go. I got to go for dominant horses now. Before.
Okay. It was close.
Angel Shadow?
I want half of those points.
No, this one is not Angel Shadow. Do you want to take a guess? I think you're just kidding with you. This horse won back-to-back Provincial Cups in 90 and 91.
And it's not Angel Shadow?
Nope. Angel Shadow won it. No.
Jimmy's?
No.
Nero's BB only racing it once.
I was gone by 90.
I don't know.
Want to take a guess, Janet?
I wasn't even there.
What were you saying? What were you saying?
No, that was too early. No. I have
no idea.
Bomb Rickles. Wow.
Yeah, 1 in 99. All right, we still Double Jeopardy too, right? We haven't hit that yet. Double Jeopardy is one of these 3 questions.
Oh, great! So I can be down another 800. Provincial Cup 400.
This is the first source when back-to-back Provincial Cups.
Like,
give me the answer to like a minute ago.
I got it.
Which my friend, I got the Provincial Cup in '85. That was like one of the most seared after tapes ever. That was like everybody was asking for that tape, and I got it from Donna Hanley and Blaine Hanley. I'll tell you a funny story before I get back into it. Oh, where do they live at? They live somewhere outside of Moncton. It was like, I don't know, I go up like, okay, it's not a big deal, make a trip to Moncton. Hey, whatever. And we get in the car and we realize this isn't outside of Moncton. This is 2 hours outside of Moncton. So we're driving, just like, what in the this doesn't even exist. And then we see them, oh, look, there's the name of this town. We finally found it. And we got there and I was like, oh my God, sometimes when you drive, they'll give you like your Google distance on your phone. They'll say we drove as far as Charlottetown basically to get these tapes. And she's like, you'll do anything for fucking tapes. You and your tapes. I'm like, hey, I need all the history I can get. All right, Mike, it's your go.
50-50. I'll go Dominant Horse.
This horse was breaking records in the mid-'90s. One very foggy night on Provincial Cup trial 1997, he went 154. It was like one of these horses that was like there and then really didn't stick around that long. For the couple of years he was here, very dominant, and then he was just gone.
I was gone. I was in Delaware. No, I was in Maine. No, I was in Delaware.
I wasn't.
You probably heard about
I wasn't there.
Yeah. I'll give a hint because I don't mind giving hints. Gilles drove him.
Comedy Hour.
There you go.
Michael Andrew, that'll be enough out of you.
Well, you got the double one. That's the only one left.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Do you think okay, I'm going to double up so that way I can have 0.
I'm so blind I can't see the score.
I don't want to see it. I'm going to be 0 here after this one.
You're 3,300. She's 500. So you want to bet the full 500? I'll even make it better for you, man. Do you want to bet 1,000? I'll let you bet 1,000.
It don't matter. I'm not going to get it, but sure, why not?
We'll push it in the 1,000.
Go big or go home.
The last Provincial Cup in 1999 had a very unique finish to the race. It only happened once. Really unique. Really, like, I couldn't believe I remember watching it. And I was like, holy shit, that really happened.
Dead Heat?
Congratulations. Yeah, you're right. That's what it was.
Oh, Berto, I'm embarrassing myself.
Oh, no, it's all good. We're having fun. Don't worry about that.
Michael, you hit a button.
He's going. But Dead Heat. That's really, he'll come back. He's just, Dead Heat. That was so weird. I remember watching it going, holy shit, really? It was, I forget the horses now. I know, I think Mark Hale was driving one horse. I forget the other horse. Mark Hale may be driving. It's our Final Jeopardy.
Oh, shit.
So this is Final Jeopardy. Category Women of EPR. Okay. So now you got to pick what you want to wager before. I'm going to bring my notepad because I have a memory of an old man. So let's. So everyone tell me what they want to wager before I tell the question. And when I tell the question, don't like yell it out because I'll go between you two to find who wins. So how do you want to wager the whole thing, Janet? Be crazy? 1,500?
Yeah, why not?
You're not bringing it home with you. Mike, how much you want to wager?
I'll bet 1,500 too.
1,500. Okay.
No, I'll bet it all. Hell with it. Go game.
You just want to really shame me, you bastard.
Maybe I was going to lose.
Here is the question. Let me know if you see it.
Do we don't say the answer?
Don't say the answer. I'll read it out. It's sorry, Mike. This one was a regular driver at EPR in the late 70s with such horses as Rabbit Key, Right Time Song, and Our Pilot. It was let's go through this real quick. Late 70s, you're a little girl at EPR, you want to look up to someone, Janet. Think about it. You're gonna look up to another woman driver, am I right? Am I right? You probably would.
Yeah, but I was in Foxborough.
Well, I can't help it. When I was doing the question, I was like, "Oh wait, James and Foxborough. I can't ask that question."
Janet was never in one place very long.
So you guys, I'll let Janet go first with her answer.
Well, that's not fair because if Michael gets it right, then I can copy his answer and I can get it right.
I'm lost. I was going to say
late 70s. So she had to be at least 16, right? We'll say 20.
Oh yeah, she was an adult. She was a grown woman. She had a kid. I didn't know much about her. I kind of researched her a little bit and talked, and I know she has a kid. I think she had one at the time too. Probably like mid-20s.
I just don't recognize the horses.
She was like a pretty big. I think she was a pretty big when she came in here. Like, because it was like, I mean, Colleen hung with the men too, right? I gave away it's not Colleen, and Colleen was really good. But this one was like, she was really good. Like, she was good where she came from. Like, she was a top. I think she was a top driver where she came from. Because once it was St. John's, she came from away.
Claire.
Let Janet guess
McDonald.
No, that's wrong. Do you want to take another shot, Mike? That's good. I remember debating about this being the final Jeopardy question, and it was actually good idea.
So she's got to be like 70 years old now.
I would assume so. Yeah. Don't know. Are you cheating right now? You're typing.
Did she stay in Kansas? Like EPR? Did she stay there long?
A couple of years, but you're typing anyway. So you're trying to.
No, I'm not. I'm hitting my fingers on the.
Okay. Yeah, a couple of years. I mean, remember EPR? You guys know, like late 70s, we were booming. Around 82, it started kind of. I wouldn't say falling off, but the boom was over. Right. You know, so we were.
70s. What woman was there?
All right. Well,
everybody that is watching this right now are like, you two idiots.
Pretty much.
So what are you picking, Janet?
What am I picking?
Yeah, what are you picking for the name?
Who are you picking?
The Barnes. The Barnes that I remember, there wasn't even any woman that drove.
All right. Well, you said. Leave right there.
Colleen,
no gas.
It's not Colleen. Who else was tough and rugged to drive? Can we have her colors? Because we're both.
I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know if I've ever seen her drive. I don't have any videos from them. I wish I did, but I don't have any videos from them.
Yeah, I'm blank until you say the name.
Okay. What do you think, Mike?
I thought when you said you came from someplace else, I thought Claire, but I don't know.
Here it is. Ready?
Yeah. Sure.
Martian.
Never heard of her.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, she was.
Never heard of her.
She was a driver. She came from Ohio, and she was here for like this late 70s. She was. Well, if you see, like, you know how doing like all 1978 on the. She's on a lot of the. If you look at the early, like the stuff where it's like the entries, she's on a lot of the entries. She's really 78, 79, 80. I think she was an 80. Still around. She got inducted. Her daughter got inducted. Her daughter is in the business now. I never met the person. I never met her in my life. I just thought, hey, that's a cool Final Jeopardy question.
I've never heard of her.
Right.
And that's a really good Final Jeopardy question.
That's when we all definitely moved to Foxborough. We got our green cards in 78.
Yeah. So, but it was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was different.
I like how I gave away the answer.
Keep the scores away. We don't need to see the scores. Michael, you won.
Mike won. You did good. Listen, you were in the negative, but you came back, and that Angel Shadow question. But hey, you got the dead heat.
That was a banging. Good thing I remember that one.
I wouldn't have got the dead heat.
Yeah, that was the one I seen that.
Yeah, he gave me quite a few clues.
Well, whatever. We're not playing for money or anything like that. So
yeah. It's just fun to relive everything.
Yeah.
And the worst thing about it is I can see Angel Shadows turned up, or Winner's Accolades turned up shadow roll, Gemini Wrist White shadow roll. I can remember stupid shit.
I remember Wallace, what was it? Jody said when he had him for Alexander 86, he brought him to the gate. He's like, the horse was looking up the whole time. What the hell's wrong with this horse? It won't look down. And that's all. I guess Winner's Accolades would look up. He would look up when he was driving, and Wally couldn't figure out. Wally, I just sat there. And the horse did it all. I didn't do anything at all. I just sat there with the horse. Like
he was a machine. That horse.
He was.
Oh, I remember being a kid and being like just mesmerized by him. Like I remember going to the program every day and being like, "Is he here this week?" He'd like come in for like the big races, right? So, but that was like that, like Angel's Shadow, and like Scott Scottman, like he wasn't racing, but
Marcel's other horse, Flying Caper.
Yeah. Well, there was
some nice horses around there, man.
There was on Broadway. Dad had 2, Nightly Glib and Slick and Easy.
Thanks for coming on. It was a lot of fun.
All right.
Take care,
Love
Scott.
you,
Thank you. Love you.
Thanks, Scott, for having us.
Bye.
You're welcome. Take care, guys. All right. Bye-bye.